You're looking very sharp tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah, you've been looking like this from the first time we had a conversation together, you know?
Well, honestly, that's my first line of defense in dealing with chronic pain. If I feel like I look as good as I can, it helps me feel better.
You know what? It's interesting you say that, Judy, because I was talking with some friends over for dinner last night, and I said, how you dress has a huge effect on your mind and how because you can work from home on Zoom in pajamas, but you think like you're working in pajamas. So it's like, you get up and get dressed and get ready to go. And then, because you never know what's going to happen. And you're right, it does change how you think. So good to see you,
It
Krista.
does.
Good to see you, Kevin and Judy. It's nice to see you too.
Hi, Krista. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. We're very excited to have you here tonight.
Thank you.
I'm just
I'm
laughing
glad
at.
to be here.
Oh, we're very grateful. I'm just laughing at myself because I don't know if you can hear in the background, but it's storming like crazy here, and I forgot my sleeve in the car. So we'll see how this goes.
Oh. I brought mine. I'm good.
Okay.
I showed up to class with my crayons. I'm ready
Okay,
to go.
I love your sleeve, Kevin. I looked today because I was getting ready to place an order, and I still have the blue one, gray and blue.
Yeah.
So
also excellent. The first generation, second generation type thing.
That's
All
right.
right, friends. I'm just looking at the time. I'm just going to put everybody on mute, and then Kevin, you should be able to unmute yourself. Judy, I'll be back for you very shortly.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Okay, sorry. All right, Kevin, have you got control? Cool. All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. This is Real People, Real Results. My name is Krista Taylor, and my dear friend and co-host is Mr. Kevin Duguay. He's a practitioner with Vox Life, and I'm a team leader here. And we have come together with many of our friends who are Vox Life teammates to share with you this wearable neurotech that has us so excited. And if you haven't tried it yet, you're probably wondering why we're all so excited about it. But you're going to learn tonight. You're going to learn tonight. It has impacted one of us and our dear friends and family. And that's what's brought us to this mission. It's the inventor has a mission to help 1 billion people. And most of us jumped on board because we had our own experiences. And we were like, oh, how can we not tell people about this? Kevin's been here right from the very beginning. He helped Jay to get this off the ground, like before it was even set up as a multi-level distribution chain. So we're very grateful to have him here. He has a lot of experience with the way the body works. So he's a great person to have on this call to share a snapshot with us. He's going to give us a snapshot of what all these different products are and what each one is kind of doing for the body and how your body's responding to wearing the different kinds of technology. The person who invited you has access to all of the information Kevin's going to share and more and more and more. So if you're a person that likes to dive deep into the science behind this, like that's all available for you right on the replica website of the person who invited you. And they have access to even more than that. They have access to the doctors and the other practitioners that are sharing information. But Kevin is here because he does a great job of telling people in 10 minutes or less what this does. And I find that 5 minutes.
5 tonight.
All right. I'm like the one that puts all the pressure on. I'm like, we need to do this at this time. And Kevin just comes and helps me out. So I appreciate that. Kev, why don't you go ahead and give us the snapshot that everybody's so grateful to hear.
Thanks, Krista. Well, anyway, just FYI, folks, we just hit our 5th anniversary. And 5 years ago, when I started the journey, we had 1 of these neurotechnologies. Now we have 6. Okay, so that's how much we've grown in a matter of 5 years. So I'm going to give you a snapshot on the 6 technologies that we have. And basically, in a nutshell, folks, our technology works through the power of touch. It's called haptic technology. So we're using your own peripheral nervous system with different patterns, okay, or think of different codes, and elicits a different response on different parts of the brain. So I'm going to give you the 6 techs what they do in a snapshot. And again, Krista has alluded to, if you want more information, we got lots more, but it's the stories that are so profound, and that's why Judy is here. So here we go. So our first technology, and it's the flagship, it's the gates to the castle, to the front door of the brain. It's called HPT, or Human Performance Technology. And we have lots of variations on this, but when it first came out, it was an insole. You can see this pattern right there. Think of it as a code. So when your nervous system touches this pattern, elicits a response. So it triggers response, affects the body, you feel a difference. So we have an insole. We have a very thin insole, works in a sandal or Birkenstock or cowboy boots. Then we went to socks. You can see this pattern right here. It's woven into the sock, and your nervous system is so sensitive, it picks up this pattern. We have different styles of socks. This is one that's very common for our seniors. It's called a wellness sock. It's 80% cotton. It's diabetic approved. We have it also in a knee sleeve. Okay, you can see the technology right there. It's embedded into the sleeve at the back of the knee. Okay, we have it in undergarment wear. Okay, or shapewear as they call it. There's a modified biking short. It's upside down. There's the legs, but the pattern's on the inside, on the lateral part of the thigh. And what this is on the brainstem, folks. So with our science, on average, it's a 36% improvement in brain function on the brainstem. And the brainstem is responsible for balance, power, stability, and a host of other key neurological functions. So that's HPT. The second one we'll get to is CBT. I'm wearing the sleeve on my arm. This is the second generation. It's called Cognitive Boost Technology. It works on the cognitive networks of the brain. This is the first generation. You can see this pattern on the inside. You wear it's on this part of my arm right here, on the anterior surface, and it optimizes the cognitive network. So we're talking memory, focus, calmness, clarity, anxiety. On average, folks, 41% improvement in brain function through touch. And again, all our technologies, folks, there's no drugs, there's no chemicals, there's no side effects. Okay, and so those three alone are so powerful in regards to helping people. Third one is we'll go to Neurovax. So Neurovax is this one here, okay? And it's neuroplastic immune optimization. So Chris has got hers. Mine's on my hip tonight, so we're not going to go there. But there's the patch right there. There's the patch right there. So this patch, with our science, you will see within 20 minutes, or every half an hour to an hour, changes within your blood. So you can see this on the video, on the science that we have. So it's optimizing the immune system. So for those of you who have a passion for the immune system or something more, that's tech number 3. Tech number 4, one of my favorites. I love this part of my life. It's called sleep. It's called the Rem Patch. Okay, so it's optimized sleep technology, or OST. And if you don't know anything about sleep, sleep is really, 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 really important, because that's when you repair, rebuild, and you regenerate. It's when you sleep, not when you're awake, when you sleep. So for those of you having sleep challenges, this is the technology you may want to look at. All you do is you put on the patch. There we go. Looks like this. Put on the patch 20 minutes before you go to sleep on that lateral surface of your arm. Have a good sleep. Where you go. Tech number 4. 5, Meta Patch. Okay. So neurohaptic advanced metabolism. So it optimizes your metabolism without increasing your heart rate. Okay. So this is, we're talking the brain-gut connection and your metabolism. Okay. So again, tech number 5, and the last one, I told you I'm under 5 minutes, is 6. It's the Boomy sock. And this is EMT, or elevated mind technology. It's working on your happiness, joy networks in the central nervous system. And the coolest thing with this sock, it's like a super, super comfortable sock, and it's made, roughly each pair is made from 3 plastic recycled water bottles. And for every sock that we sell, people buy, we plant a tree. So there's so many winning combinations, and that, again, those are 6 techs. There's so much more we have to offer. And again, in a quick nutshell, the beauty of all these techs, folks, they work through the power of touch. So it's a different pattern, works on a different part of the brain, no pills, no batteries, no magnets, no needles, no surgery, no side effects, just touch. And that's what we do. And then when you wear it, you experience it. And that's why we're here, to have Judy share her story of how the tech has had its effect on her. 3 words we have, folks: quality of life. So Krista, back to you. I'm done. Under 5, that's a miracle.
Amazing. Kevin Duguay is one of my favorite people on the planet, and he can give excellent, very detailed explanations of things that sometimes take a bit longer. That was like, bam, I loved it. So for those of you who are on the call, I'm going to record this part so that we have this part for Judy, and for all of our teammates, anyone who wants to share. I have Kevin recorded already doing the rundown on the different texts, so that anybody who's invited you here can certainly share that with you. But now we're going to move, as Kevin said, the person who invited you has all the details about what he has just shared, but we always say just get it on your body, and your body will tell you what it thinks about you wearing this tech. That's the best way to try it out. And then you'll probably come back and want to talk to us, and we will want to hear your story, just like Judy has come to talk to us. Now, Judy, I'm just going to ask you to unmute. You should have a message there. There you are. Hello, my dear.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I'm excited to have you here today.
Thanks.
So tell us. I was just wondering. Yeah, I'm just wondering how did you find Vox? How did you get here?
Well, I am in another organization with a Vox Life associate. I think now he's a director, but anyway, I had basically asked this group for prayer. I have a lot of physical issues that I can go into tonight. But the latest was occipital neuralgia. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it comes from because my neck is a mess. I had a spinal cord tumor 35 years ago at the base of the brain stem, right at the top of the spinal cord. And it would have been fatal within a couple of weeks if I hadn't had surgery to remove it. To have surgery to remove it, the doctor told me I would be a complete quadriplegic on a respirator for the rest of my life. At the time, I had an 8-year-old daughter, so not doing surgery wasn't really an option, but the outlook was very grim. And so thankfully, we had a miraculous outcome. They got the tumor off the spinal cord, but the tumor did significant damage to the spinal cord. So I have what's called quadriparesis, which means partial paralysis and or weakness from the neck down. The biggest problem was that my surgeon was so proud of himself for saving my life and my ability to move. He forgot to do any follow-up or stabilizing my head. And so my head fell forward, my neck crumpled down in a really hideous reverse curve. And eventually it arthritically fused in that position, which blew out all the discs in my neck and caused horrendous pain. And so I've lived with that for 35 years, ever since right after the surgery. But as a side effect of that, with those muscles being so tight, trying to hold my head up, it has impinged on the occipital nerves that run up the back of your neck and into the back of your head. Most people have it on one side. Some that I've talked to have it on both. Thankfully, mine is only on the right. But it feels like somebody takes an ice pick rather, and just crams it through your head in different spots. It's very debilitatingly painful. And I'm a pain coach for other people. And so Gordon was in this other group with me, or is in this other group with me. And I just said, hey, guys, I need some prayer. And so he got a hold of me after, I think probably the second time I said, I need some prayer. And he said, hey, why don't you try this? And I was like, he says, kind of almost a little like, I'm not sure I should be, talking to you about this in this group, but I said, talk, give me the information. I'm desperate. So that's how I got started in Vox Life, was through a friend in a mutual other organization. And boy, I was just like, give me whatever you've got. I am willing to try anything at this point. And I've been pleasantly surprised It has not taken away all of the occipital neuralgia pain, but it has diminished it by about 80% most of the time.
Wow.
And there are days that I don't even notice it, which is miraculous, because the groups of people in the occipital neuralgia Facebook groups, there are a ton of them that are suicidal. There's no hope. There are treatments, but they're not good and they're not long lasting. And, the list of drugs that people have been on to try to control this, or the surgeries that they have to try to have those nerves decompressed, are hideous. And I know, because they cut through the back of my head down my neck, I think it's about a 10-inch incision, that when they cut through all those nerves in my head, they don't stay dead forever. Eventually they grow back together. And the same thing will happen with those people who had nerve decompression. So I'm not real anxious to line up for any more of those types of things. And, I don't know long term. I've only been at this for about a month, but I have been thrilled at the response that I've gotten. I do a few other things besides Vox Life that I've learned to do, physical therapy type things, but the Vox Life has made a huge difference. And I've also used more than just the HPT technology. I wear the socks 24/7, and it has gotten rid of my restless leg syndrome, which is a huge thing because that interrupts your sleep. And my sleep was interrupted horribly for about 16 years, just because I couldn't get out of pain long enough to go to sleep. So, now I'm using the Rem Patch, and it is wonderful to get a decent night's sleep and to wake up feeling refreshed and ready to get up, not like you just want to roll over and go back to sleep for another 3 or 4 hours. So, the other things that I use the arm sleeve, which has definitely helped my focus. And I think it is the HPT that has boosted my energy. And the first night I didn't put it on until evening. I was a little wired to go to bed. And so the sleeve helps calm down my mind, and because I could get up and write curriculum, with the sleeve on. I'm focused, and it just has made a real difference in getting things done. Let's see, what else do I use? Oh, I use the patch for the
the Neurovax. The Neurovax?
Neurovax, yes,
Yep.
for immune. And I don't know that I've noticed a big difference, but I haven't gotten sick, so that's good. My husband has used the MetaPatch, and he's lost a few pounds. Let's see, what else? I don't know. We've just had really good success with it. And, I do use a power wheelchair because I do have the weakness from the neck down. I am ambulatory, and at night I get up and walk from the bed to the bathroom, which is about 10 to 15 feet. And that's been about all I could handle. But after I started wearing the HPT, and I wore it for a week or two, I thought, I'm going to try this out. And now you have to understand that they told me that if I fall down, it will be fatal, because my neck is fused in such a hideous position that what doesn't bend breaks. And so I decided to get brave one morning and see how much strength this had increased. And I walked the length of our house and back while my husband wasn't home to catch me, which wasn't smart. But I was pretty impressed that I made it about 120 feet instead of 10 or 15. And I don't know how much I'll push that, because I really would like to continue to live.
Yes, we would
But
like
it really does. It really does increase your ability to move and walk. And my husband has noticed that as well, going to the grocery store, because he does most of our grocery shopping. And we're neither one of us, spring chickens anymore. We're both well over 60. And he would get tired going around the grocery store. And the day he went after he started wearing the socks, he came home, put away all of the groceries, and just came bebopping in the living room. And I said, huh, how you feel? He says, those socks are amazing. He said, I never stopped at all going around the grocery store and I feel fine. So it really does make a big difference in our lives. And I have other things. I have neuropathy in my feet. I think that I'm getting a little more feeling back, but it's early. I have fibromyalgia, so I have full body pain. Restless leg syndrome, the occipital neuralgia. Those are basically the major things, I suppose.
That's enough.
Do you have questions?
That's enough for our human to deal with. Good Lord.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
No, Krista, I remember the first time I met Judy on, I can't remember what call it was on, right? And she was sharing her story, and I was sharing about the work we've been doing with seniors and, you know, the simple sit to stand test. And Judy was like, are you kidding? I said, listen, I'm not gonna do a demo on you, girl, but if you want to try something. And then she goes, you know, Kev, like she just said, I couldn't walk more than like 10, 15 feet, man. And then I walked the whole house. My legs were a little tired. I guess so. They haven't done that in a long time. And I'm going, and this is, you know, the precious moment of that story for me was like, we've seen so many people where you know your body, Judy. And you go, you know what? Something's changed. I want to try something. I'm not going to tell my husband. It's going to be my secret, you know. and you did it. And you know, I was so over the moon when you took me up on the challenge. Say, I'll challenge that guy. I'll see if he's like blowing smoke or he's telling the truth, that he actually helped these other people older than me, because I'm just over 60 like you, Judy. And it's like, yeah, that guy's speaking the truth. I did my own little Vox test in my house, and it's like, you know what? And I love what you said, Judy. It's early and we're on a journey. And that's the coolest part. And I'm sure you saw that with your work as a pain coach, that you take somebody from somewhere and say, you know what, I'm going to work with you and we're going to get you to a different level that you can function better with your pain, whether it's mindset, physiology, therapy, whatever it may be, to get them to a better place. So when you told me that, I was like stoked, man. I was so happy, and I was like, I can't believe she did it. But you're a fighter, and that's what fighters do.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I fight the doctors. They don't like it a whole lot, but you know, if I'd have listened to them in the first place, I'd be dead.
That's true. That's true. Let's just be crystal clear, though. We definitely want you here, so no running around the house without supervision. Okay, like we are not advocating for that. Maybe someday, but not without supervision.
maybe one day we'll do a tunnel. We'll do a tunnel. There'll be a bunch of people down beside, and you just like little kid learning how to walk. I don't know what Judy's gonna do. What Judy's gonna do. And that's the coolest thing with this journey, is everybody is, you know, they remember. That's what I love about this, is people remember where they were. Like, you remember where your brain doesn't forget. It remembers where you were 35 years ago before you had this spinal tumor, Judy.
Yeah.
It doesn't forget. Say, you know what? Something's changing. I'm going to try something. And we learn by trying. So I take my hat off to you. And if I ever have to complain about something, I'm going to put it all in perspective, man. I'm saying it's because it's like, it's such a wonderful story. Unreal.
So true. And your attitude is so great. And I love the fact that you're a pain coach for people that have chronic pain. Like that that fits so well with the Vox Life culture, doesn't it? Like that's who we are. I mean, even the person that reached out to you when you were in a desperate state saying, let me help you. Like, let me try. Let me show you this, because what if? And the what ifs, like, you could be the poster child for what ifs. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so Judy, what does it mean for you now? Like this, how long has it been? A month?
I think I got my product about a month ago. I think
Wow. Okay.
the order went in May 31st, and it took a good week for it to come, the first order.
Right. Okay.
The second order came sooner, but.
So with, oh my gosh. Okay. That's such a short time. Whoa. Okay. That's awesome. I can't believe you're noticing these things in such a short time. So say today is July the 5th compared to June the 5th of this year. What's different for you? Is there a difference in your quality of life?
Oh, yes. I feel like I have more energy. I have more focus. The pain is decreased a lot, especially with the occipital neuralgia. Now, I've had a couple days where it's been a little bit rougher. I think I know the reason for that, but that reason should be over tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. It's just some medication that I have to be on, and I think it's interrupting it because nothing did before. And, at almost a month in, that's the only thing that I've seen. So I sleep better. The sleep is huge.
The sleep is huge, isn't it?
It is. It's probably the biggest, most important thing overall that I've seen. I mean, there's been a lot. I love the extra energy and I love the extra focus, but being able to get a good night's sleep is just amazing. So yeah,
I'm sure as a coach, you recognize with your the people, your clients, that alone, like sleep alone, especially people dealing with chronic pain. Like, as you were saying, you can't sleep. And then when you do, your body just, even your mental health, the benefits to your mental health when you actually get to sleep and then get to wake up and feel like, oh, it's morning. I want to get up. I feel like getting up.
Yes. Yes. I find Judy, so many of my clients, their mental state is so bad and they tend to want to feel sorry for themselves. And I'm not a person who puts up with that very well.
Really, Judy? We didn't get that from you.
I was thrilled to be able to have something tangible to put in their hands beside mindset and, all of the other tools that I've learned to use. Kevin remarked on my appearance and I said, Kev, here's the deal. I learned early on that the better I feel like I look, the better I feel. And it doesn't matter whether I'm going anywhere. I mean, 9 times out of 10, I never leave the house, but I am always up, dressed, makeup on, and hair done every day. Doesn't matter, because the better I look, the better I feel.
Okay, that is such an important message for people. Yeah. I remember when my daughters are 1 year apart, and when they were tiny, that for that exact reason, I would say to my husband, please, before you leave for work, I need 5 minutes in the bathroom to put my hair the way I want it and put my makeup on. Because for the rest of the day, when I walk by a mirror and my life is like upside down and backwards, at least I won't feel like I can't leave the house. At least I'll feel like I can go outside. And it's so true. Like, it's so true. The importance of that on mental health.
Yeah. Judy, I have a question for you with your coaching. So with your coaching that you do, in the last month, have you found now that I'm able to give a better service to the clients that I care for? Because
absolutely.
Okay, that's what I love. I love the fact that your gift as a pain coach, which can be affected obviously by your condition, now the technology is giving you more options in that area as a coach, that lifestyle works within your neurological inconvenience. That's what I call it when people have stuff. They have a neurological.
Me too.
And good. And then I'm glad we agree. That's amen. And then I'm better at coaching with my pain clients because I can give more, because like you said, I have more energy, I have better focus. That's awesome. That is like so good. That's
Yeah.
like so
It really is. So Judy, imagine somebody's listening to this right now and they've tried the product.
They have what?
Maybe even for more than a month. Who knows?
Yeah.
But they're thinking, okay, before this call, they were thinking they had a laundry list of excuses why it wasn't going to be a fit for them. And now they're thinking, this woman has overcome a lot. And she is taking this on full force. So what would you say to them? They're like, could I do this? Could I have a Vox Life business? Could I add this to my coaching business? Could I add this to my whatever their business is? What would you say?
Well, why not? I mean, absolutely, why not? And I personally think that I would be robbing my friends and my clients by not offering it to them. With the 30-day money back guarantee, what is there to lose? You know, you could have the whole world to win. And who are we to rob them of the blessing of this technology if it can help them? You know, I in my naivety of the business, I knew it would help a friend of ours who had a stroke a year ago. She's not one of my pain clinic clients, and I tried to do the Vox test on her. Well, either I'm not strong enough, but she couldn't get both feet on the floor, and it just wasn't working. I finally said, I said, well, here's some insoles to try. She says, both feet don't reach the floor. And I said, okay, well, I have socks, or here is a patch. And I put the Harmony patch on her and sent her home. And they called us last night and said, why don't you come over and watch fireworks with us for the 4th of July and bring your box stuff. I think I want to try some of this. So, you know, I know that it'll help her when she uses the technology in her rehabilitation. And so, you know, who am I to be able to withhold this from anybody who needs it? That's just selfish.
I could not agree with you more. That's exactly when you know what we know, like how it's helped me, how it's helped you, how it's helped friends, how the things that we have seen. How could you not tell people about it?
Exactly.
How could you not? I mean, it's up to them. Some people need more time than others, or some people are in a situation where they're like, whatever, it's not going to hurt me. It might help me. Bring it on. Let's try it. Right. Judy, thank you so much for coming to share with us tonight. I think you just, you know, people are going crazy in the comments, and I'm watching them on the screen going, oh my God. They're so excited and so grateful to you for sharing, because I mean, seriously, you clearly are in charge in your world, right? Like, let's be fair. You're in charge. You know, maybe don't go running. As I say, we're not advocating for that, but like, look how much you've done and come through. Like, good Lord, most people would not have had the strength. So just for that, congratulations. And thanks for being a part of this with us. Like, it's a big deal for us to have you here. So we're really grateful. And thank you. Thank you for telling everybody your story and for sharing. And I'm going to give this video to you so you can pass it on to other people. And so our friends can pass it on to other people. It might help somebody else too. So thanks for being here. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. And I have to say, if it weren't for the Lord Jesus Christ, I wouldn't have come through any of it. So he's the strength, and so I just try to keep up with him. But yes, this has been a huge blessing in my life to have this available, and another tool in my toolkit to help other people with, and as well as just us. So thanks for having me. This has been a great time, and I look forward to seeing what comes from it. And I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Me too. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Cool.
Okay. So friends, Kevin, are you okay over there?
Yeah, man. Like, welcome. This is the best reality show on the planet. It's the best reality show on the planet.
Right?
It's always amazing.
Judy's talking and I'm like, Oh my goodness. I'm not in my own regular office. I'm like, my Kleenex box is not here. I'm pinching my hand. I'm like, calm down, Krista. It's okay. Like, ah. So this is what, so if you're here for the very first time, like if you haven't tried box yet, you're like, what, those crazy sock people. This is why we're not crazy sock people. It's wearable neurotech that happens to come in the form of a sock to make it easy for people to wear. That's the reason. But like, look what it does for people's quality of life. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And if you're watching this in Vox Life testimonials, there's another probably 100,000 stories in here by now of different people just saying that this happened for me, this happened for me, this happened for me. Whatever is going to happen, your body is going to make the decision as to what you need. So for sure, from the most fragile person you can think of to the most elite athlete, wherever a person starts, for sure, they're going to get more balance, more stability, more range of motion, better heart rate regulation, better respiratory control. For sure. All of their autonomic functions, all of a person's autonomic functions go to your optimum. And what your body does with that, we shall see. For sure, it's going to work on your wellness. For sure, it's not going to hurt you. It's non-invasive. There's nothing transferring to you. It's not like taking a pill where if it doesn't work for you, if your body doesn't like it, you have to wait to metabolize it. Tech on, it's working. Tech off, you're away from it. Please get back to the person who invited you to this. Get yourself enough of this to try it, which means you need at least a month's supply of HPT patches, or you need enough product to take you from laundry day to laundry day, which is not one pair of socks. Like if you want one pair of socks, just wait. You're not ready yet. When you're ready, get enough to wear it from laundry day to laundry day. Some people that's 4 pairs of socks. Some people it's 8 pairs of socks, whatever it is for you. It's all covered, as Judy said, by a 30-day money back guarantee. And that's not because it might work or it might not work. That's not what the guarantee is for. It's simply for your peace of mind. If you decide after 30 days that you don't want to keep the products, it's a no hassle return. The inventor, Jay, he doesn't want you to be having things around that you're not using. He wants you to use them. So it's really for your peace of mind. Sometimes I just clarify that because sometimes people think, well, I have 30 days to see if it works for me. No, for sure. It's going to work for you from the first 7 seconds you have it on your body. How it works will get better and better and better over time. If you wear it, it doesn't work in the drawer. You have to wear it. That's an important part. So friends, thank you so much for being here tonight. Kevin, it's always a pleasure. We're going to be back, Kevin and I, in 2 weeks with 2 stories for you of different people that have had their own experiences and want to share them in the hopes of helping more people. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. We appreciate you, and we will see you again soon. Take care.